What is up, Planeswalkers? Se.3 back with some more Magic the Gathering Arena. And we move on to our Grixis control deck. As you can see, we have a lot of different iterations. This is one of the most recent winning deck lists that I've seen. And I really liked the ratio of the cards that they decided to play. If you are curious, I'm just going to go ahead and scroll through this. I will say, it didn't initially have a Field of Ruin. I dropped a single Swamp for a Field of Ruin. I found that just dealing with opposing control deck Search for Azcanta is relatively important. Just because, especially against Jeskai control, you, I think, have a good matchup against them unless they're able to have an uncontested Azcanta the Sunken Ruin. So that's why I decided to throw in a single main deck Field of Ruin. The mana really shouldn't be impacted too much by that choice, but I thought it was something that was kind of necessary. So our sideboard, as we're going to do some best of 3 games, is a single Deadweight, which is obviously helpful against the aggressive decks, 3 Duress to help us against the control matchups, 2 Disdainful Stroke, and these come in against control as well as mid-range, 3 Negate, which is almost entirely control. If you're coming up against a mid-range deck that you suspect has a lot of instant sorceries, so like the Dimir Surveil deck technically isn't, like, you could consider it a control deck. I wouldn't. It's a strange, like, mid-range deck that can be aggressive and can be control-y. That has a lot of non-creature spells, so Negate could work there as well, but primarily this is a control card. A card to bring in against control, I should say. 1 Search for Azcanta. This is essentially just brought in against other control decks to make sure that you can stay on par with their potential card advantage, since we aren't running any any Chemist's Insights in the main deck. 1 Moment of Craving. This is, again, to help against the aggro decks. 3 Thief of Sanity. This originally was 4. 1, I don't have 4. And 2, I wanted to try out Niv-Mizzet. But, so Thief of Sanity is meant to come in against the control matchup. Oftentimes, they're going to be taking out all or as much of their removal as possible, since we aren't running that many creatures. We are running boluses and whatnot, but not that many. So they're going to be taking out a lot of their earlier removal. And this can just fly under them and get a lot of advantage. And then I'm trying out the 1 Niv-Mizzet because I feel like, 1, the mana isn't bad enough that it's not going to be castable. I think it's probably fine, especially for when we're going to want to cast it. And 2, in a control mirror, if you can have this card, like, resolve and live through them, like, they have to cast a instant or sorcery in order to get rid of it, you already have recouped your loss, right? Obviously in this deck we have the Eldest Reborn, so we have a decent way to get rid of a resolve Niv-Mizzet. If we're super late in the game, and I've had this happen, you can cast and then flip Nicol Bolas the same turn and kill Niv-Mizzet. So we have ways to get rid of a Niv-Mizzet without casting an instant or sorcery, but our opponents may not. Which means, especially in the Jeskai control matchup, it might be very advantageous for us to be bringing a single Niv-Mizzet in. So that's why I'm running the specific cards I am. I know I did a Bolas control video relatively recently. I think it was like 8 days ago or something like that. Or like a week ago or something. But 1, I really like this deck. 2, I'm doing the 3rd run around of the rotation. And 3, I did make enough changes that I thought were important. So, going against Muramas 37. I thought it was Muramasa. I don't know. This is a bad hand. 1 land is just not where you want to be. Yeah. Ooh, this is fine, but we don't have black. We do get a scribe, but we're going first. Then again, going down to 5 is almost certainly going to be worse than this. So I think we'll keep it. And that's fantastic. So we're going to go and play this tapped. Depending on what our opponent plays first, we might have this come in untapped for a Thought Erasure. But we'll see what they're doing. For example, if they turn 1 Llanowar Elf, then it might be good for us to Thought Erasure so that they can't, or they're less likely to get a turn 2 Steel Leaf. If they're playing control, it's less important. It's less imperative that we get that down. But, alright, so they did play a green source, but they didn't play Llanowar Elf, so I'm not too worried about this. I will say I'm a little bit worried about Nullhide Ferox. Green-black and Seeker Squire. It seems that they're not going to be playing Ferox, so we should be okay. Let's see if they keep that on top. Yep. And they decide to, and I think that's reasonable. I think we're just going to go ahead and... So we could Disinformation Campaign. They're only going to be going into a 3-drop. Their 3-drops typically are going to be cards that will make us discard the Playcrafter, for example, or like a ramp spell. So I think on 3, we're fine just Disinformation Campaigning. And a Ritual Soot is actually pretty nice. If they do end up... Oh, yeah, so something like Wayward Swordtooth. I've seen a lot more of this card. And I think that happens a lot more in the Izoni heavy matches, so... But yeah, we're not under enough pressure. This is Jund. Interesting. We're not under enough pressure for me to want to Soot just yet. I kind of want to wait and Soot next turn. And play out my Bolas. And I think I will. Bolas could die, but if Bolas gets killed by... They don't have double black represented here for a Chupacabra. Another Swordtooth, interesting. But even if they somehow kill Bolas, it's going to be, you know, a 2-for-1 for us. So, and just District Guide, yeah, so this is fine. And we can Ritual Soot this coming up turn. They're going to have 4 cards in their hand because of the District Guide, sure. And no board presence, so. I could Golden Demise instead. But Golden Demise actually gets rid of Chupacabra. And Chupacabra's relatively likely here. Oh, we do have to shock in order to do this, which is unfortunate. Just because we didn't have the super black requirements. I'm glad that I was actually... So that's one of the times where like doing commentary helped me out, because if I was just playing this game naturally, I would have just thrown that Watery Grave out and tapped it like super easy. I'm gonna go ahead and Thought Erasure them. Do I care too much about getting hit by this Chupacabra? No, I think a single hit off the Chupacabra is not going to matter too much. Okay, my opponent had 4... all 4 Wayward Swordtooths in their hands. I guess we'll get rid of one of them. This is... Yeah, it's fine to keep on top. And this will bounce to our hand. And go and play it. I assume they're going to discard the lands. And then we play the Steam Vents tapped. Next turn we have Dream Eater, which will probably end up waiting for them to attack. We block the... Okay. But why? Why not keep the Swordtooth? Okay. I mean, even it can't attack or block yet. Like, still a good card. And here, we pretty much just pass turn, and then and while they're attacking, we go ahead and bounce probably the Wild Growth Walker, and then kill out the Chupacabra. And we get Disinformation Campaign back, which is nice. So yeah, this is pretty good. We actually might not want to... Ooh, hello. Gosh, I want all of this. Sinister Sabotage, I think, is the most important card to draw. I'm not sure Moment of Craving is worth keeping. I think I want this order. God, Surveil 4 is so good. I might as well. It saves a point of damage. I mean, they're just gonna be able to recast it, but I don't care that much. Go and kill that. Sure, they recast that. I have them on a pretty decent clock here. I'll do this. It's not like I have to worry about holding up anything, because even if they draw a what is that darn called? I see it in my Carnage Tyrant. Even if they draw a Carnage Tyrant, it's not like I can counter it anyway. And if they draw like anything else, I can just counter it and not worry. And then this way I'm also getting value back. I'll keep that on top, because now I do get the Disinformation Campaign. So, yay! Okay, so green black, or no, Jund. This is Jund. I didn't actually see many things high enough for me to want to bring that in. I think I might want Thief of Sanity, but I think honestly main deck is probably pretty strong against them. Moment of Craving is not great. Eldest Reborn probably also not super great, so I think I'll do this and just throw in some Thief of Sanities. Yeah. It's possible Moment of Craving is still fine, since they are playing Explore creatures. I assume that they're playing the full package. Merfolk, Branchwalker, Seeker Squire, and Jaylight Ranger. I assume they're playing all of those. And it's good in those positions, but I don't think it's necessary. Do we want a Doom Whisperer here? Sure. Being able to just play that on 5 is pretty decent. Then again, I'm noticing that we have, like, no lands that are going to come in untapped. Which is potentially bad. Seeker Squire, yep. I assume that's staying on... Oh, they're getting rid of it. Alright. Oh, we're just going to play things tapped still. I keep the hand. It just changes whether or not I would keep Doom Whisper on top. I probably wouldn't have had I known. Unfortunately, I do have to just do this. We can't hold up the counterspell. And we're going to hope for a shock land. This is pretty much exactly what we wanted. We don't need the Sulfur Falls. Yeah, because we'll have 5. Yeah, so this is fine. Draw this, play this tapped. And then on our following turn we can go and Bolas into Eldest Reborn, and we should be decent. Our opponent only has a 2-3 right now. Let's see if they have anything else to play. Looks like they're starved on green. Yeah, and being starved on green there hurt them a lot. Nicol Bolas might die, but I don't care. Do I want to hold up a counterspell? No, I think I'm fine being proactive here. They're just not showing enough pressure for me to care too much. Maybe they brought in Nullhide Ferox. Nope. Just more Swordtooths. Swordtooths are always getting discarded. All right, now they have green. See what they can do with it. They could Chupacabra. Nope. Branchwalker. So yeah, I mean, I assume that they are playing the full set. And Lava Coil, sure. That's fine. I do think we just... I'm not sure if we Eldest Reborn or if we Doom Whisperer. I like the idea of Eldest Reborn better. Doesn't technically get anything great back yet, but... Yeah, and they decide to keep the one that's stronger. That said, it does die to Golden Demise, so if my opponent decides to District Guide... Yeah, so we're going to be able to sweep the board pretty easily, and only be down to 11. That's it. Like, we don't have, like, great value to get. Probably end up just getting the Swordtooth. Actually, we might just get a Branchwalker of our own. I mean, this is actually super helpful. Oh, I mean, that's even better. But here, we just go into Demise. I could play Doom Whisperer, but I don't really see the need to be honest. I think we're far enough ahead that it shouldn't matter. A Doom Whisperer of their own. Interesting. Hello. I mean, I have Dream Eater for that. Don't even really care too much. Let's get their Jaylight Ranger. This gives us technically the most value, I think. The most bang for our buck. I'm almost certainly going to be bouncing the Doom Whisperer. I'm going to graveyard that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, I have 6, so I'll go ahead and play this tapped. And pass the turn. Opponent has 2 cards. Possibly 3 during this. I mean, actually 3, but one of them might be a land. If they misplay and cast something first, interesting. Choose a non-creature. So they can only take Sabotage. And I don't care if they take Sabotage, because my plan was to Dream Eater this turn. And if they don't have another land, then Doom Whisperer gets bounced, and I have the initiative. So, see, do they have another land? Sure, that's fine. I don't remotely care. Got a land there, but it's a little too late. See if they decide to attack. I assume they will, yeah. And I'll go ahead and cast Dream Eater. No need to take undue damage. I assume my opponent's going to scry some amount, or surveil some amount. I get a surveil too, though. I can surveil into a counterspell, which is what I'm going to try to hit. Thought Erasure is also good. I don't know if I need Ritual of Soot here. I definitely don't need the Drowned Catacomb. I like the idea of Bolas I love the idea of Thought Erasure because my opponent's not going to be able to cast that. I don't think I need Ritual. I think these two things are what I want here. This just guarantees gets rid of the Doom Whisperer, so. Yep, they're gonna surveil a decent amount since they're still at 18, but alright, so they only got one there. Yep. So they only decided to do it once, which I think they could have done it again. But I have a pretty good line here. Just get rid of that. Doom Whisperer, sure, they can Chupacabra me, but I don't care. They're not going to be able to Chupacabra all my threats. I'll just attack with Dream Eater. Argument could be absolutely made to attack with Jade Light as well, but I assume Chupacabra's going to kill my Doom Whisperer, and I wouldn't mind trading on the defense as opposed to taking 2 damage. I don't know what's in their hand. Yeah, and I'm fine trading on the defense. Because the plan is to Nicol Bolas this. Cool, got rid of Playcrafter real nice. I can block this. Next turn, if they don't have an answer for my Nicol Bolas, I can go ahead and flip it and just take away the game. Yep. Fantastic, exactly how we drew it up. Controlling the game without any Teferis. That's the real way to do it. And we'll go in for another match here. I want to finish up relatively quickly, which is always nice. Okay, looks like we're doing a mirror match. And not a mirror, we're doing back-to-backs. Unless my opponent concedes. I'll keep this. Especially since we're going first, we can get the Disinformation Campaign out relatively quickly. I'm gonna go and say hi. I usually try to say hi when it's back-to-back. Was my opponent Teferi last time? I don't remember them being Teferi. It's fine. I do apologize. I don't try to have stuff like this happen, but you know, stuff happens. And I unfortunately don't have the amount of time I would like to be able to like edit this out and then just play another one or just restart my recording. So got rid of a land. All right, Wild Growth Walker can get large here. Trophy on that is incorrect. I'm almost certain of it. Because now I can play Eldest Reborn. And I have just so much tempo. I disagree with that wholeheartedly. If nothing else, they should have waited for my turn, right? It's an instant speed card. They could have easily just waited until I like tried to get surveil value off of it and got rid of it. I mean, now I can Eldest Reborn again and just take all of the stuff from this person. Yeah, this is not looking great for them. Yeah, I'm gonna do it again. Yeah, that's one of the big reasons. I talked about last video, my zombie video, how I wasn't really feeling Eldest Reborn. I thought it, or not Eldest Reborn, sorry, Assassin's Trophy. I hope I didn't call it Rob Decay. I just like wasn't feeling it, and oh yeah, I assumed that was gonna happen, which is good for me. Means I can get in a different game. I'm gonna wait a second so we don't queue up again because that'd be really awkward. All right, that's one of the reasons I'm not a big fan of Assassin's Trophy, because you really don't want to play it early, right? In Legacy, or I should say Modern. In Modern, ramping someone from 3 to 5 it's bad, but it's less bad in my opinion than when it happens in Standard. So as we're going up against Eggplant, I'm just gonna call it Eggplant, and whatever. And the reason for that is, in Modern, the average CMC is lower. Especially right now, since all of the decks are super fast. Going first, I guess I can Sulfur Falls turn 1 into Swamp. Yeah, this is fine. And if this is if this is a control deck, then we do have Field of Ruin for their Azcanta, which is always nice. So we're going to go in Sulfur Falls first. The reason being, we want the potential for that. Hazda, interesting. Alright, and we're going to swap now and pass the turn. Probably end of turn Moment of Craving something of theirs. Depends, of course, on what it is. Are they mono white? Nope, they're Selesnya. And another Hazda Marshal. Alright. I'm just going to kill this one. And we'll Field of Ruin, or not Field, we'll Disinformation Campaign into Bolas. Actually, is it better to just sabotage something? No, I like the idea of eating away their hands. I don't think the Selesnya... I mean, this is like weenie aggro. I don't think that this deck is gonna pose too much of a threat on 3 mana. I could be wrong. Let's see what they have. Mentor of the Meek? Yeah, I mean, it's good. I'm not gonna lie, but... Oh, I messed up. Whoops. I did that on purpose. What are you talking about? Alright, get rid of Tribunal. We don't need this. Put this back in our hands. We'll just go ahead and play Nicol next turn. It's fine. It's totally part of the plan. They showed me that card, which I don't think they should have done. And yeah, we're just gonna play Bolas. Get rid of the last lands. We're now able to block, so they can't really attack. Yeah. I mean, it's a little early to call it, but I think it might be all she wrote. Do I want Sabotage, or do I want Dream Eater? I like the idea of holding up Sabotage a little bit more. Alright, cool. Cast down's super helpful as well. Means that if they don't cast something that I care about, I can go ahead and just... Yeah, I can just cast down the Mentor. I should have done that in response. That was super terrible of me. And actually, now I have to wait. Misplay. Definitely should have killed that in response. Because my opponent now can cast something. But that's fine. We'll go ahead and counter that one. Get this back. I'll throw this away. No, I totally meant to do that. What? That's what? 100% meant to do it. It's fine. Do we want to campaign? We're definitely going to want to kill Mentor. So I think we campaign first. Yes, we could flip Bolas this turn. I don't think it's necessary on this specific board. Oh, that's just actually perfect. Just destroying the board. Play this tapped, and I mean, our opponent has very little they can do. I could have attacked, but I don't think it was necessary. All right, so now I'll start attacking. 2, 5, 7, 8. So I'll pass. See what they decide to do here. Counter stuff, kill stuff. I'll take 2. I don't mind taking 2 damage here. Do I counter that? Sure. It bounces Disinformation back to my hand. I'm essentially just like oppressing my opponent. Yeah. I mean, it's just value. I'll just take value at this point. Cast down on the Vanguard. And at this point, like, my opponent is pretty much done. 2, 5, sure. I guess we can do both. See if we want to do something else. No, we're going to go ahead and just Eldest Reborn here. And I'm fine doing this line of play instead of just alting Bolas. Or flipping Bolas, because we have Dream Eater still. Okay. That has to die. Oh, wait. I can just flip Bolas and not care. We're just going to flip Bolas and not care. Is there anything I want to get? I get Jadelight Ranger.
I thought I was fighting dragons when I was truly fighting ants.
Yep, you're fighting ants, Bolas. You're fighting ants. Do. Yep. Weenie deck is not doing very good. And we're just gonna take Jadelight Ranger. We don't need it. We'll take it.
I know what must be done.
Oh, cool. I'll attack. Oh, right. I forgot this is something sick. I'll block. I got this for free. I don't care. I guess my opponent is conceding. I'll play this, I guess. Cool. Let's see if my opponent wants to play a second game. Deadweight's great. Moment of Craving is great. I think it's kind of all. Right? Deadweight, Moment of Craving. Don't really need any of the rest of this stuff. As good as Eldest Reborn is, I think Eldest Reborn isn't great in a matchup like that. My opponent's going relatively wide. Not going super wide, but, you know, relatively speaking. So. Ooh, one lander. And they decided to concede. Alrighty then. Do we have time for another one? Yeah, absolutely. I'm incredibly surprised at how fast these games are going, considering we're playing a pressing control deck. Going up against Quips. I feel like I've played him on the channel before. I've played so many games, and I've recorded so many of them. I try to remember, like, the people I face, and I just can't. What is up with this one land hands? I mean, that's not good, though. The mulligan down to 5. Like, I have to mulligan this. If I had 2 lands, I'd think about it, but this is fine, I guess. So here's the dilemma, right? If they're an aggro deck, Moment of Craving is super helpful here. If they're a control deck, I'm just slowing myself down so much. I think I need lands. Excuse me. Let's see what they are. Please don't be mono red. Alright. So luckily I'm not under too much pressure, but I do need one more land in order to try and keep in the game. See if my opponent has a turn 2 play. Alright, they do. What kind of play is it? Wild Growth Walker? Sure. Yeah, this is pretty bad. Walker luckily is relatively low impact unless they have some follow-up. Like if they have Jadelight Ranger as a follow-up, it's gonna hurt. But, you know, we're not an aggressive deck. We don't care about them gaining life. And Wild Growth Walker dies to Ritual of Soot just like any other under 3 CMC creature, so. Oh, that's interesting. You can see the base of the plate. Yeah, I mean, they're only hitting me for 1. It's not a lot of damage. This is not flex tape. Alright, cool. Comes and taps. See if they have a... Yep, Merfolk Branchwalker. Why didn't you cast that first? Oh yeah, so this is the heavy Explorer package. If they don't have another land, I'm curious. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm curious if we're gonna keep that on top. This is helpful. I'm going to do that because what we want now is land into Ritual of Soot. Okay, we've got another land. Another land is helpful. Another land means Nicol Bolas can come in. You have to discard. Let's see what they discard here. Trophy, okay. They probably have Chupacabra though, which is not great. We have Contempt. Jadelight Ranger. Ooh, okay, this is getting large. So I would love... Oh, that's not great. Then again, they only have 3 lands. I assume that's going to stay on top. No, why? I guess they need more lands. Alright, so I'm going to take 7, which is a lot. I would love a Ritual of Soot. Ow. Nope, just another campaign. Do I just keep up Contempt here? Bolas just dies to a Chup if they draw land. If they draw land Chup, it's pretty bad for me. So let's see, I would be taking a total of 5 functionally, going down to 5. I mean, that's painful, but I think I honestly have to pass and just have Contempt up. Blossoming Defense not in the format anymore, so I don't have to worry about green protection, at least exile protection. So we are just going to go ahead and kill this Walker. Go up to 12 and down to 5. Did they pick up a 4th land? Not yet. I assume they're gonna keep... Nope, just looking for more lands. So I'm pretty much dead if I don't play this, so I... Oh, I'm dead if I do play it, yeah. I actually should have not shown them that. Yeah. Because even if I blocked before, I take 6. I shouldn't have shown them that. That was a misplay on my part. Here... See, unfortunately, we have to be so prepared for the green-white, red-white, and mono-red matchups that our removal in the board is Dead Weight and Moment of Craving, which aren't as good against some of these other creatures. I think we'll bring in Moment of Craving, though, and just pop out one of the Eldest Reborns. I do think, unfortunately, our hand wasn't very good. Do we pull in Thief of Sanity? That's a good question. I think the answer is no. Yeah, I think we just go with this and try to have a better hand. I mean, hand wasn't great. Kind of mulligan. Let's see what Quips end up bringing in. It's interesting, that game, he discarded the Assassin's Trophy to the Disinformation Campaign. It would have been fantastic for me if he cast the Assassin's Trophy on the campaign. All right, Quip's taking a little bit of time here. There we go, Quips. Alrighty, what do you have? Show me what you got. Alright, I have a keepable hand. I have removal, I have board wipe, disinformation. This is a keepable hand, especially since I'm going first. I can go ahead and Watery Grave into Sulfur Falls. It should be good. See if they have a Llanowar Elf on turn 1. Looks like it. Yep. Now I could Moment of Craving the Llanowar Elf here, but based on the fact that this is the Heavy Explorer version, I don't expect to see anything too ridiculous. And if all they're doing is going into a turn 2 Jailight Ranger, I can easily enter that with Moment of Craving. Okay. That's interesting. So Merfolk Branchwalker can only get up to 2 toughness, so I think we just let this go and then Golden Demise. Yeah, I think that's the reasonable thing, is to just let this happen and then Golden Demise them. See what they have on top. Just a land. It's fine. And we will summit. We do need a second black source. And it's just a 2-for-1. Nothing too huge, but 2-for-1 still nice. We can campaign next turn. Depends, of course, on what they play here. If they play Crafter, nope, just another Branchwalker. But if they did force us to discard, we could have just discarded the Steam Fence, and they can just play a land here. Luckily, their Branchwalker is not too potent. I could have honestly waited on the Golden Demise here. Now I'm trying to decide if I want to campaign. So my opponent will be on 4. What from Green Black Explorer matters a lot on 4? Oh, Vraska. And we really don't want Vraska to happen. So I think what we do is we actually just Thought Erasure them. We lose out on some value from Disinformation Campaign, but we really don't want them to resolve with Vraska. I don't think we keep Golden Demise. No. Do I hold up Moment of Craving here? It kills this. It also kills Seeker Squire. Probably just find anyway. Sure. Could be incorrect, but... I'm fine getting hit for only 2. No need to rush into killing it. So we could respond to Secret Squire with the Moment of Craving, just because it can get larger. So I guess I will. Moment of Craving doesn't kill Doom Whisperer anyway. Alright, it wouldn't have gotten larger. My opponent can find for stuff, but they chose not to. Oh, and we have a Sinister Sabotage. So we just play Steam Vents tapped and hope our opponent Doom Whispers here. Unfortunately, of course, they Doom Whisper here, we Sabotage it. We need to find a way to get rid of Find, because they can just find back the Doom Whisperer. Yep. So yeah, I mean, another Thought Erasure is good. Even just another Sinister Sabotage is fine. Let's see what they decide to do. If they don't cast either of those, I'm not sure I'm inclined to. So I actually think I'd just counter this. I think it's easier to deal with Doom Whisperer than it is to deal with 2 other cards, and we're just dropping that off. Go away. So I'd love a counterspell. I'd love a Thought Erasure. Any of that stuff. If my I'm not sure my opponent made the correct decision, because they just weren't efficient with their mana. Oh, we have a Doom Whisperer of our own. Technically a little late. Enter tapped. If I am able to eke out a win here, do I change my sideboard at all? I'm not sure I do. Yeah, I'm not sure I do. So they play Doom Whisper here almost certainly. Then I play mine, and then they probably Chupacabra me. Oh, Duress, alright. But now they can't play their Doom Whisper on curve. A lot of opponents like going in on these Duresses to see if their Doom Whispers are protected, but... Oh, that's why. Vraska. Is he gonna kill my campaign? Nope, decides to sack. I think that's reasonable. Moment of Craving is helpful. Go ahead and Doom Whisper here. We have access to the Moment of Craving. And we're gonna go ahead and pass the turn. Yeah, hopefully my opponent doesn't draw a Chupacabra in one of these 3 cards. I do assume my opponent is going to Golgari Queen again. Alright, so 1 down. Alright, sure. They decide to cast this first, I guess. So I will be able to trick them into killing their Doom Whisperer by having Moment of Craving. Shouldn't target my Disinformation Campaign. I pay 2 life every time. I think my opponent should just keep drawing cards. Alright, yep, I think that's what they're doing. I think that's reasonable. I would have preferred them not to. So in that situation, I wasn't hovering over my Disinformation Campaign. Because I didn't want my opponent to like realize I knew what they were doing. So they're on 10 in the graveyard. Try to pay attention to where exactly my opponent's putting their Surveil cards. So they kept 1 on top. So I think they're just going to draw here. Sack a forest, I assume. Yep. Sure.
Being ruthless has its rewards.
And end of turn, I'm just going to Doom Whisper. To scry helps my draw out. And it bounces Disinformation back to me. 2 life isn't too bad in this situation. Let's see what we can get here. I'll take a Contempt. What is 1 mana? I don't know what they're trying to do here. Dream Eater is also helpful. 3, 6. Dream Eater might just be a little too slow, but I'm not sure. I'm going to keep it on top and do it again. And Doom Whisper again. Going down to 11 is not ideal, but we do have Moment of Craving, which we're almost certainly going to use because we're going to be attacking Vraska. And Doom Whisper, their Doom Whisper is going to die, at the very least. Yeah, we're just going to do it again. We want to see what's under the Dream Eater. Field of Ruin. No, we don't want that. But I think we do want the Dream Eater here. I don't think we're going to end up making them discard. I'm not comfortable going that much lower. I'm going to go ahead and... No, thank you. Attack. Take this at Vraska. My opponent might not block. But I do have access to Dream Eater, so looks like they're going to block. That's fantastic. And we're going to go ahead and Moment of Craving this. So at the very least, we're trading a Moment of Craving for their Doom Whisper. Oh, right, it has Trample! Oh, it's so good.
Curses, that hurts.
I totally forgot it had Trample. So now we are going to campaign. Could Doom Whisper. And just play campaign again. Yeah, I mean, it gets rid of the last card. We'll take the Contempt. So we get rid of the last card. We get Contempt. Okay! Why would you... They tricked me. What did they do that for? Did they not understand Null had Ferox? I did not deserve to win that game. At all. Holy crap. Okay, I didn't expect that. Let's see. So, there were a couple of 4 CMC spells that I would have liked to be able to utilize. I'm now not certain that I want Disinformation Campaign in the deck. At least not as much as it was. I think Thief of Sanity might be better here. We're going second. Thing is, we don't want to die. Let's pop in. Let's see. Thought Erasure is still fine for the most part. You know what? Let's no. Let's try this. Yeah, that concede for my opponent was super incorrect and super helpful. Because they would have been able to attack me with that. And I was at, what, 9? With a tap board? Yeah, my opponent just must not have realized. What are with these opening hands? What the hell? I've had to mulligan like every game. Oh, God. Sure, I'll keep this. I think we keep Ritual of Soot on top, too. I don't think we're going to... So, we're definitely going to Thought Erasure on, too. Almost certainly. Enter tapped. Just to see if we're clear on a Disinformation Campaign on 3. I think it's way too risky to try and campaign blindly, knowing that they actually have Ferox. They might only have like 1 though. All right, Ritual of Soot is looking not terrible in this matchup. Jade Light probably on top. Man, them going first, kind of crucial. We have to keep it on top. Sabotage doesn't actually matter too much. I'm just going to Thought Erasure. Hopefully it's not land Ferox. Getting rid of Queen I think is actually fine. I could get rid of Playcrafter. Playcrafter makes me discard. I probably just end up discarding... I'm not sure, because... No, I think I get rid of Queen. And I'm just going to keep that on top so I can guarantee my Ritual Soot. But Playcrafter makes me discard. I probably just discard the Disinformation Campaign, to be honest. They might end up just playing Jade Light anyway. Nope. Why would... Oh, because they're going to pay 2. Right. That makes sense. So I'm actually going to have the Moment of Craving. Yep, the Jade Light. Let's see how large this gets. I assume top, bottom. Well, I think they sequenced that wrong. They could have made that larger. So we play this tapped. Let's see. 3, 6, 8. I'd be down to... Math is hard. 7. I'm just trying to figure out if I want to go to 5 to be able to counter this. I don't think I do. I think I just accept discarding Disinformation Campaign. Yeah. Because, I mean, Ritual of Soot cleans up their board real nice. So I like just discard Disinformation Campaign, Ritual of Soot, hope that they don't have a good follow-up play, and then hold up Sinister Sabotage until I'm able to actually get something in. So, gonna attack. That's an interesting attack. I'm actually worried now. That attack to me screams like Carnage Tyrant. Nope, Doom Whisperer. Yeah, I guess I should have held up the Sinister Sabotage. So Vraska's helps. Do I just do it now? I guess I do it after they draw. Yeah, I think I just wait. I don't want them setting up their draw for this coming up turn. I'm fine with them setting up the draw for the turn after. So, do I contempt that? No, I want them to make this decision based on them thinking Doom Whisperer is still in their hands. I don't know. What do you guys think? Knowing what I knew about their hand, like I knew I didn't know one card, right? And I don't think it's correct to have the Sabotage there, because I assume I'm just getting attacked and they're gonna play Crafter. But I don't know. I'm looking back on it, maybe I should have just bit the bullet to have the second blue source in untapped. But I'm not sure. And once again, I'm hoping that my opponent doesn't have a... I mean, that's just not good when the Llanowar Elves aren't attacking. I assume it's going to surveil again. Yep. Opponent's down to 12. Pretty sure I didn't do any of that. Alright, so we're only down to 13, which is helpful. I might actually get rid of the Sinister Sabotage. Find Broker. Oh, that's going to get back Vraska. So I can't even Ritual of Soot here. Okay, so I have Thought Erasure. So the greedy play, the greedy line is Disinformation Campaign, hoping we draw an untapped land, and then playing Thought Erasure. That is a stupid move. 3, 6, 8. I could go to 5, but going to 5 is not like losing. Actually, regardless of what I just said, it might actually be correct to try and campaign. Because we go to 5, right? We get rid of their Vraska. I think this matchup is like actually good, and we're just like mulligans, abysmal. Oh gosh. And if they resolve Vraska, it's like almost certainly game over, I think. Yeah, so I'm glad that we didn't go for it. So I mean, at this point, probably discard Sabotage. If they play a Playcrafter, they should attack me for 8 first, and then play Playcrafter, unless, of course, they have something else in their hands. Yep. Yep, down to 5. I can Ritual of Soot them, and then go to 2. And then I need a response to Find Broker. Yep, that's fine. I do think that we drop Sabotage. Because I'm going to be tapped down for sure on this turn. And it has to be Soot. Can't even be Bolas. So we go to 2. Hopefully they have, like, actually Stone nothing. I can play Bolas. And potentially survive if they actually have Stone nothing. I guess Secret Squire getting a land isn't bad. Eldest Reborn, that is totally fine with me. Got another Bolas. I mean, I have no response to that, so they're gonna get like whatever they want. I have to discard. Do I discard a Bolas? I think I do. I mean, Bolas might die, but if Bolas dies, I'm dead. So I'd like to start drawing cards. Let's draw a card. Alright, I have Thought Erasure. It's not ever going to matter because my opponent's going to be able to attack whenever they want. Let's see what they end up getting. Could get my Bolas. Getting my Bolas is decent. I guess Playcrafter. Oh yeah, that just wins them. Yeah. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I think this matchup is actually fine. I'm pretty certain like just all of our draws were bad when we lost, right? They did have Null-Eyed Ferox, which I don't actually expect to see very frequently in this style of deck. Just looking at the winning deck lists from tournaments and MTG 5.0s, you don't really see a ton of that card, but you know, he had it. I lost. I won a decent amount of the games. So, yeah, I'm satisfied with that. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I would like to thank EasyMode, DizzyFam, Radberry, Kyoshin, Ox, Daniel, Flowerchild, Chow, 083, Zaraga, and MadCuzBad for their wonderful support over on Patreon. If you like this video, go ahead and tap that like button, add a subscription for Manapool, and cast a comment in the comment section down below. And until next time, all will be one.